The first game in PWHL history was played between New York and Toronto. A memorable day at Mattamy Athletic Center. Ella Shelton scored the first ever PWHL goal. Alex Carpenter added the second, while Corrine Schroeder earned the first shutout, a 4-0 win for New York. But just 4 days later, Toronto spoils New York's home opener, thanks to Emma Malte scoring a shorthanded game-winning goal. Tonight, these teams meet for the third time. Toronto looking for their first win at home, while New York will try to snag a second victory at Mattamy. Welcome inside Mattamy Athletic Center for some Friday night hockey up in the broadcast booth with you tonight. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Cheryl Pounder. Now, Toronto has really set the tone. They've proven they are a hard and powerful team to play against. They know how to shoot. However, they don't have the wins nor the goals to show for it.
Well, they're certainly getting the shots on net, but it's the type of shots that they are getting. They're not finding the back of the net because I find that they're predictable. They're a north-south team, so it's fine to drive the paint. It's not fine to drive the net, but you can't have a solo effort. When you have a solo effort and no one net front taking away the eyes of the goaltender, not able to collect the rebounds, it's just not going to go in because the goaltenders are just simply good too. Now, Emma Smashmeyer in that 3-1 loss certainly was outstanding, making 30 of 31, but she could get square to the puck. I certainly believe against Schroeder, they have to have some more east-west play, getting that cross-crease movement, make her go post to post.
I asked Toronto head coach Troy Ryan about his team's shooting percentage and what they're doing to fix it.
Yeah, I think first and foremost is just doing a better job getting in front of the goalie, taking away the goalie's eyes, probably retrieving some more loose pucks and pouncing on some rebounds. We need to find ways to generate those second and third chances, and obviously production would go up as well if we were to execute a little bit more on the power play.
After tonight, the team will be done 1/3 of its inaugural season. How are you assessing the play so far?
Yeah, we need to be better. I think we will be better. I'm confident in this group. I think there's a lot of great players that will sort some things out. Us as a coaching staff, there's a few things we need to sort out, but I'm optimistic about what the next part of the season looks like, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
One player who could get Schroeder moving tonight is a player to watch, presented by Woody Creek Distillers.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rebecca Leslie. There's no question about it. Not in particular a north-south driver, but I think she goes east-west. So she'll open up the ice, try and draw the coverage outside of the middle. She also has incredible vision, 5 assists this year so far. So I really think she can distribute the puck and can be a real difference maker. There is no question about it that she can find a way to not just get a tally, but make things happen. And on the other side, it's Jessie Eldridge, 4 goals, 2 assists. And listen, scoring is nothing new to this young woman, but she is always in and around the paint, below the goal line. She is a dog on a bone in and around the net. If it comes loose, she will find it. She is a clutch player. We spoke to her coach, Howie Draper, about her. She certainly is a light. She's got an aura around her, but she certainly knows how to get it done as well.
And a bit of a homecoming for her as well from Barrie, Ontario, but she's working with some superstars in New York. Look at Alex Carpenter leading PWHL right now in points.
Well, it's no surprise Jessie has 26 shots on goal. Why? When you play with someone like Alex Carpenter down the middle who knows how to distribute, I mean, she is just lethal. She's strong in the dot, and I think she's one of the most gifted players in the game. And then, of course, you've got Corrine Schroeder. I mean, she has got presence in the crease with her size, but she is a dual threat. It's not just about her size, it is also about her athleticism.
And here's a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Tim Hortons.
Just look at the yellow here. Micah Zandy Hart is back in the lineup, and you know that she's going to have composure and patience, something her coach Howie Draper talked about, a welcomed addition, and the leadership on the ice on the back end. And of course, Jaguar, she doesn't have any points, but we'll be looking to watch her get on the board. She's lethal. She can distribute as well. But the starting lineup for Toronto, that second line, which has been the third line, Miller, Comfort, and Leslie, only ones that haven't changed right now.
Up next, puck drop. Toronto playing for its first franchise win at home, while New York eyes a regulation win to shake up the standings.
started. Finger on trigger with aim on a target. I'm shooting my shot, yeah. It's right on no money, no discount, no bargain. Hearing them calling. The clock is ticking, we cannot be stalling. We pulling up harder. Hey, one shot, one chance, I gotta go all in. You know what it is, I gotta get it. You know what it is, I'm bound to win it. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, I gotta get it. You know what it is, get down to business. You know what it is. You know what it is. Game time check, game time we. Game time check, game time we up. Gotta stay up, way up. It's cut a dub, want a rematch. First time won't be last. It's the beginning, we just got started. 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 It's the beginning, we just got. It's the beginning, we just got started.
Welcome inside Mattamy Athletic Center, a rematch of the season opener, and Corinne Schroeder getting set in net tonight for New York, of course, leading the league in goaltending right now, coming off some big wins. And the last time she was here, a 28-save shutout, the very first for the PWHL. And back in net tonight for Toronto, Kristen Campbell gets the start for the team in blue.
And I think she's going to be coming in with some confidence coming off of that shootout victory versus Montreal. And we're going to see Carpenter go head-to-head against Turnbull here in the dot.
Underway, and the puck goes immediately into the Toronto zone. Alex Carpenter, one of the three very proficient players in the face-off circle for New York. And Kogan's going to test Schroeder early, and a big stop there.
A nice little entry to start, and it starts with a little pop play through the neutral zone to be able to get that shot on net. And it's all about creating speed through the neutral zone and make sure that you're connected on the entry. A nice little play here to a space, and that's what it's all about, as Kogan can skate onto it. And anytime your forehand's facing the inside of the ice, you want to take that shot early in a game, offensive zone face-off.
Captains meet again in the circle. It goes New York's way. They'll play up. Looking for some spaces, Peyton Levis. Support on the far side, and that one played off the stick of Campbell. This is the same goaltending matchup as it was on New Year's Day. Renata Fast. She circles back, looks for space, chips it up high. And Johanna Fellman settles it back, and Abby Rock,
the two-time Olympian with Team Sweden, just makes a nice play there, just recognizing that Toronto's trying to get that puck in behind.
Abby Rock carries it near side, rims it around. Elizabeth Giguère meets the puck far side this time, back behind the net of Campbell. Play headed the other way, sent right back by Brooke Hobson.
See the Confer, Leslie, and Miller line out. They're the only one intact from their most recent game.
And Rebecca Leslie has had some chances. She gets in close. That one sent away by Schroeder. And another shot from the point. Flanagan Miller there to try to tip it in. Gets the shot on Schroeder. Shrugs it off.
Well, and it's that line with Confer, Leslie, and Miller. Two chances there. One on the drive and one on the redirect.
Near side in the Toronto zone. Bourbonnais gets picked off by Sarah Nurse. She'll send it over the ice to LaRock.
Well, and Toronto certainly wants to start and put New York on their heels, and it's going to be that second line. Look at that, trying to get the real estate with the shield on the inside of the ice, and then a point shot from Flanagan, just putting it to a space, and you can see Miller getting her stick on that puck for the redirect. Schroeder again to task, but now a power play for New York. New York 4 for 15.
Yeah, we had an interference call on Maggie Connors, so an early power play chance here. Ella Shelton. She'll put her stick on it, same with Bourbonnais. Right in front of the net is Jessie Eldridge. Talked about her scoring ability. One to trust on the power play.
Well, she'll certainly be above the paint. There's no question about it. She can redirect. She's got great hands. and she's got good timing. All of the skill sets you need to be either in a bumper or net front position.
New York has the second best power play in the league right now. They're 4 for 15. They were 0 for 6 against Toronto, though, in both matchups combined.
Well, and before the game, we spoke to Howie Draper about it, and he said throughout his practices that about 75% of them, they are spending some portion of it on their specialty teams, something that he's changed over the course of his career, just recognizing their impact.
We've got some big-time players here. Alex Carpenter feeds it, tries to get it to Bourbonnais. And right in front, that one touches the pads of Campbell. Looking over her stick side, board battle, Malte in the mix for Toronto. Now Shelton. She's gonna wind up, no passes to Rock instead. She'll carry it up. Rougeau and Malte right on it. Pressing for it.
Rock was looking for help there. She had no one. She was 1-on-2 on the board. Still comes out with the puck there, but New York needs to make sure that they get available on that puck.
And now a chance for Toronto. Allie Monroe carries it deep down, takes the shot, at least towards the net, rims it around. Renata Fast is near side point. Abby Rock settles it back for New York.
Abby Rock is so good in the small space. You just saw her on the board. She was up against 2 different Toronto players, and she still was able to come out with that puck, but New York needs to support better, in particular when they're on a power play.
Toronto has had a shorthanded goal against New York. That was in their January 5th meeting on the road, a game they won, their first franchise win after getting the home opener spoiled by New York. Final seconds of the visitors' power play, and here comes Maggie Connors on the ice for Toronto.
Well, no shots on that power play. Nice job by Toronto to be real aggressive. Players like Emma Malte out there cutting the ice in half.
Flanagan, take it around Campbell's net. This gets by Packer. Now Norcross coming up on some bodies in front as Zafudo closes that lane. New York. Alexandra LaBelle was hoping to carry it through in the neutral zone. Here's another chance for Maggie Connors this time. That shot doesn't get off.
Well, Howie Draper, we had the opportunity to speak to him pregame, and he talked about this team and saying, listen, I've been a coach in youth sport for years, and a lot of the time when you're working with these kind of athletes, they know the preparation that is involved in excellence, and he leaves it to them to some degree while making sure he's making the adjustments. But he said, wow, this is such a talented group. We spoke about Carpenter in particular and just numerous players on this team that he's just really opened his eyes to.
In the offensive zone here for Toronto, they have yet to win at home. They're looking to correct that today. And they'll play it around. Miller. Getting covered there. Now down deep. Alex Carpenter looked to clear it out. They'll take it from the point this time. And Maud Poulin-LaBelle with a long shot.
Well, Toronto certainly likes the point shots, but they'll need net front presence. Try and get their stick on a redirect.
Becca Leslie was top of the circle there, but now New York.
You see New York struggling in their own zone. Howie Draper talked to us about that, having Micah Zandy Hart back in the lineup, how that could settle things down a little bit between their puck management and their first pass execution.
That time Giguère sends the puck down deep, chases it down off the boards though. He'll send it back near side. Elizabeth Giguère, Abby Rock. Passes back to Bourbonnais on the point. Willoughby doesn't have a stick. Toronto now looking to clear out the puck. Far corner, pressure from Comfer there. Abby Rock has it for New York. Up high off the glass. Physical pressure from both these teams. It got very physical in that season opener. Abby Rock plays it back to Bourbonnais. She's got the hit there by Emma Malte. The crowd loves it. Renata Fasto working to clear it. Sends it up to Caitlin Willoughby. She's going to put some speed on, test this out. Will she take the shot? It's poked free by Emma Woods. Now Flanagan, she's going to take the near side. Will she drive the net? Sends it over. Samantha Cogan. Another change in the lineup for Toronto. Jade Downey Landry is got her captain, Micah Zandy-Hart, who was not in either of the first two games against Toronto. Natalie Spooner, she's got a shot. It's up high.
You're seeing it's back and forth. It's opening up a little bit right now, and it was led by Zandy-Hart on the one end. A nice pass for the exit, and then she was in on the forecheck. Why? Because it's all about possession, not position.
Zafudo sends it back from the point. Lauriane Rougeau on the road got the shootout winner for Toronto. Stopped a three-game slide that started here at home, and Savannah Norcross.
And you're seeing the D for Toronto activate, which is great, but they are isolated going one-on-one, and you have to find, even to delay just a little bit, to bring someone into the picture, to be able to distribute the puck. You got to be connected in numbers if you want to get good scoring opportunities.
Madison Packer sends it down deep for New York. Packer still looking for her first PWHL point. Near side, Toronto's able to clear it, not clean. Chase is on Bourbonnais. Will get to the puck in time.
That's a really nice play by Bourbonnais to use the net to come up the middle of the ice. You want option left, right. She had it, just didn't put the puck on the stick.
Jesse Eldridge with the feed to Carpenter, gets intercepted here by Connors. Now Comfort, she takes a shot up high off the glass. Barely saw Schroeder move. She read that all the way.
Yeah, and it all comes off the turnover because if we're not a fast gap in the neutral zone.
And that's the whistle. So Toronto stays perfect on the PK against New York. 7 for 7 in their 3 meetings so far. Still scoreless at Mattamy.
Well, Malte finds herself on the fourth line, but I absolutely love this shift. Look at her steer. She's pushing down. She doesn't want that puck to come back to the point, and her awareness right now in her stick position, she knows exactly where Abby Rock is to be able to dislodge that puck. Now she's on the hunt on the wall. She gets back to the middle, leading with her stick. That's critical. Taking away any seam, recognizing where the threat is, and then close on Bourbonnais. Separate player from puck. That's an excellent shift by Emma Malte.
In the offensive zone, we find Hannah Miller in the circle for Toronto. And Emma Malte, we talked about her, but her lone goal this season so far, scored against New York in their rematch.
Well, she's tough to play against. She cuts the ice on half. She's got her first few fast, quick strides. She's hard. She's heavy on a puck. And, you know, playing that defensive end, she is so strong in those areas. And she can transition quick as well.
Abby Rock carries it down near side, sends it down. Pressure works there against Fast to free the puck. Now LaRock and Jaguar get at it. Far side. Jessie Comfer. She's looking to get by. That was a one-timer in waiting, but doesn't get off, and so New York. That play interrupted by Hannah Miller once again. And in front of the net, that one skims by. Vespa's already got a goal on the season against Toronto. Now another chance for number 10. That one turned away. Kick save. Back on the blue line. New York can't keep it in the offensive zone. Joanna Fellman takes it back. Looks for Vespa up front. Flanagan, though, in the neutral zone. Loose puck. Willoughby takes it away.
Nice little chip in charge by Emma Malte, and that's just recognition of exactly where Willoughby is.
Willoughby pressed out on those boards, and now Connor's in the mix, back and forth fast, sends it down. Schroeder covers it up.
Well, and Schroeder's going to see that puck all the way, and Toronto's got to do a better job of getting in front of her, take away her eyes.
Still scoreless in Toronto here in the first.
Welcome to the ice, the Reed Canada.
She here is Emma with Toronto head coach Troy Ryan on the bench. Troy, back and forth affairs so far. How are you feeling out this game 3 against New York?
I don't mind the start. I'd like to see us try to generate a little bit more from ozone play instead of trying to score off the rush. So if we can settle that down, our offense will look a little bit better.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I certainly agree with them. You're seeing a bunch of players, in particular D, just try and drive the dot when they don't have support, delay, open up the ice, spend time creating opportunity.
Toronto wins the draw. Keeps it in play in the offensive zone just as quickly. Carpenter, though, a foot race with Poulin LaBelle. Speeding down towards the net of Campbell. Near side, Hobson. Sends it over to Bourbonnais. For a bit of a changeup, but Caitlin Willoughby will take it. That pass really turned over there again.
Well, yeah, it's all by Jamie Bourbonnais, just cutting across on an angle. She sees Emma Malte slashing across the ice, and she just goes with her and takes away the option.
So not a fast. She feeds it up to Samantha Kogan. This time, control from New York. Jaguar sends it down. She's got support far side from Taylor Baker.
Now keep your eye on Jaguar. We just watched her enter the offensive zone. Little stutter out towards the wall just to draw a little bit of space, and then puts a soft pass into the corner. You know, she's just brilliant with her vision, her creativity. Working her way to the pace of the game, but she is a threat.
New York, some quick passes to get around Chloe O'Rourke in the neutral zone, but Natalie Spooner, she'll try that one. Kick save back into the near corner. Now behind the net, Kogan. Just getting bothered by Zafudo. And New York sending it back again. Shots on goal. 4-2 right now for Toronto. More than halfway through the first period, and Sarah Nurse sends it back to Flanagan. Played quick by Jade Downey Landry coming off a 3-goal performance. First PWHL goal, then hat-trick last Saturday against Boston. Shelton from the point. She had Downey Landry nearby the net. And Brittany Howard keeps composure and control, wants to let loose that shot of hers. She came back from a recent road trip with her first PWHL goal. And New York nearly caught right in front of Schroeder. And we'll have a penalty on the way, a tripping call, and that's going to give Toronto its first power play of the game.
It's going to be Downey Landry, and it's going to be on the tripping call. And so you're right, it's going to send Toronto to a power play that hasn't been operating at a good clip, 1 for 19 right now. And just got to keep your feet moving. You start to reach out with the stick. And a little bit of a trip as well, but nonetheless, Jade Downey Landry is going to go to the box for 2.
We talk about 1 for 19 on the power play. That one goal, though, against New York.
Yeah. The second game of the season, the 3-2 victory.
Not a fast. Spooner tries to send it up to Turnbull. She was right there.
Well, and I like this shot by Howard, you know, knowing exactly where you are on the ice, Ori Miller, and just having that net front presence, and that's exactly what you need to have. And you got to win the draw. You got to get position first. You see, walking to the middle of the ice, a little quick play to one side and hit the other quickly. Draw the coverage over to one side, go to the other and get that shot off. But it's all about this net front presence of Natalie Spooner just unloading in front.
The importance of winning face-offs, as mentioned earlier, New York with 3 of the most efficient in the circle. And now Comfer, she has a centering feed. Near wall. Forward battle now, back below the goal lines, taken far side. Leslie's out on the ice, along with Turnbull, Comfer, Hannah Miller getting in closer to Schroeder. Renata Fast walks the line now. Leslie sends it back. Over to Miller, shoots! And that tip-in, incomplete.
Well, that whole play is possible because of the work, the hard work on recovery by Comfer below the goal line, the way she shields the puck and gets it to go low to high. And you know, on that set, they're looking to tee up Miller on the flank.
Toronto on a power play. LaRock coming in fast. Back to Flanagan this time. She tees up Connors. Connors with a shot. That's blocked in front. Spooner also settling into position near the goal and in front. It's Freed.
Well, I certainly like the motion on that power play set, the way they moved the puck, and not just the width of the ice, but then they went from really stretching the zone to shrinking the zone, and that makes the coverage move, and you're looking to open up your lanes.
Approaching the final 10 seconds of this Toronto power play. Both teams have had a chance on the player advantage in this first period. Right in front of the net. That one bounces. Near side, LaRock to Rougeau. Downey Landry back on the ice. Connors takes the shot.
Well, Hobson with a real nice block there. She couldn't get out to the dot. As a defender, you always want to get to the dot to defend, so she puts her body in the way of it.
That could have been an opportunity for Savannah. Norcross now in front of the net. Campbell tested. LaBelle looking for that tight wraparound and then having some second, third chances. Norcross again. Teed right in front that time. Big stop by Campbell. Rebound into the slot though. Can't control it. Zandy Hart from the point. Sends it to Baker. Fires that one right into the glove of Campbell.
Well, after a really nice power play, it winds up going the other way, and New York on their toes.
Well, each team's had a chance on the power play, but still scoreless. Just under 5 minutes in the first. The PWHL is brought to you by Canadian Tire, Canada's store and proud founding partner of the PWHL. A back and forth first period, and hey, a little birdie just told us it is Toronto head coach Troy Ryan's birthday today.
Happy birthday to Troy Ryan, and he's looking for his first home win, so hoping that his team responds, and that would be a great gift.
Yeah, no pressure or anything.
Well, they had 3 shots on their last power play. I thought it looked much better, so.
Yeah, New York actually got none off in their power play earlier here in the first period, but they have the offensive zone draw. And without a stick, Emma Malte makes the block, and the puck goes back towards the net of Corinne Schroeder. Been absolutely excellent in her game so far for New York, including that shutout, and that'll be a penalty to slow things down. We're just talking about the power play.
Well, this is a tough penalty to take because you're on the hunt, you're in on the forecheck, and I thought Willoughby did a real nice job of getting and forcing play to the one side, so it's going to be Emma Malte who's also going to jump down, and really good pace, good pressure, but you can't take out from behind, and that's a call all day long. Knows Jesse Eldridge well, but now another opportunity. 4 for 16 now for New York. You don't want to give them too many opportunities to strike, in particular when your team has been playing well. It's a tough penalty to take.
Toronto is third in the penalty kill coming into this game. They've been perfect against New York in their 3 meetings so far. Alex Carpenter and Jesse Eldridge, of course, on this power play unit. Ella Shelton, her shot gets stopped there by Natalie Spooner. Toronto looking to dig it out from this near corner along the wall. Shelton sends it up to Rock, now over to Bourbonnais. Make the pass back to Shelton this time, and Rock again. Setting up top of the circles with the movement. For a shot, she takes it, Shelton. And that one's stopped by Campbell.
Well, Toronto does a nice job of just keeping play on the perimeter, and that's exactly what you want. New York probably needs to move a little bit quicker and create a little bit more motion to get the coverage to pull outside of the middle. And Natalie Spooner getting some PK time with an active stick. The top of the wedge pushing down, and nice stick leading to the middle of the ice on the back door.
They've got Jade Downey-Landry in the face-off circle. Toronto looks to clear it out. Rougeau. Least forces it back into the neutral zone this time. Jaguar rims it around. Campbell off the stick. Again, Zandy Hart, just her 2nd game back. She is the captain of New York, was named that even while being an injured player. Now we find ourselves in New York zone.
Zandy Hart's been a captain where she goes. When you look at Cornell, where she played her college hockey, just adds an element of composure. When you watch her with the puck, she's really patient.
Now Hobson, she'll carry the puck down. Deep behind. Emma Woods out as well for New York. As this power play starts to wind down, final 15 seconds. Downey-Landry still battling for it along the end boards this time. Puck is free, it skims by and chases on Kogan. Toronto short-handed. Tries to shrug off, gets a shot off on Schroeder. Back to even strength. New York had 1 chance in that power play, their 2nd of the game. Another good penalty kill by Toronto. Now near side.
Well, in terms of the power play for New York, they were outnumbered when the puck was on the wall. You saw Toronto being very aggressive, but they were swarming the puck, and when you're outnumbered, they're going to get the puck down the ice. New York need to do a better job on the recovery, and Natalie Spooner with some ozone time doing what she does best, driving around the wall, and now an offensive zone draw.
Canadian Tire is a proud founding partner of the PWHL. Canadian Tire, Canada's store, here to make life in Canada better. So we meet in the New York zone. This time Alex Carpenter gets it off to Shelton.
And Alex Carpenter's pretty tough to go up against in the dot. Blair Turnbull just over 43% right now, and Alex Carpenter just shy of 61. So New York really strong down the middle in their face-off percentages.
Joanna Fellman providing defense along that wall. Good physical pressure, but in the neutral zone, Toronto.
A nice job by Monroe to step up there as Jesse Aldrich was blowing the zone.
Peyton Levis just getting in there before heading to the bench. Turnbull up to Flanagan this time. Toronto on a line change though. So Jamie Bourbonnais will stick handle her way around as O'Rard back on her skates. Now Jessie Comfer, she's got some room, looking to set up. Final minute here in the first period. Renata Fast along the blue line. Passes ahead to Hannah Miller. New York's Giguère. That pass intercepted. Now Rebecca Leslie. She'll shoot towards the far corner this time. Finds Comfer. Miller is set up in the slot. Renata Fast finds some room. That one.
Comfer putting on a clinic in small space, the way she shields, and just that's maintaining possession, just recovering the puck and doing something with it.
Jamie Bourbonnais forced to circle back. Pressure from Sarah Nurse. And Abby Rock, she's going to feed it to Emma Woods up high that time. Final 10 seconds of the first period. Woods, board battle. Sarah Nurse over to Rougeau, and that will do it for the first period. A scoreless tie at Mattamy.
Well, and for Toronto, it's a good opening start. 9 shots on goal to New York's 5. I thought that their power play was certainly better. Just think they need a little more execution off of the rush. Don't try to go 1-on-2, 1-on-3. Delay if you have to. Try and bring your teammates in to get shots on net. And on the other side, I think New York can generate a little bit more right now, in particular on the power play. Typically they're effective there, but 0 for 2.
Up next is the first intermission, and we'll hear from the Toronto bench before getting to know Sarah Nurse just a little better. Scoreless in Toronto in this third meeting with New York. Well, Toronto and New York both scoreless in the first period here at Mattamy Athletic Center. I'm joined now by Toronto's Renata Fast. Renata, your team has come out shooting rather its opponents in all but one game. You're out shooting New York right now in the first period. As a defender, though, what is the difference when it comes to playing a team for the third time?
Yeah, I mean, you know their tendencies for sure. I think that's what's great. We've played them, this is our third time in a month, so we're pretty familiar with them and the game they're trying to play. And that's refreshing as a defenseman to know what to expect. But like you said, we've been out shooting our opponents just about finding the back of the net now.
So going into the second period, no goals yet on the board. What is Toronto planning to do to improve those opportunities and get closer to the net?
I think a lot of our play has been perimeter this season, so it's going to be important for us to get inside the dots. But I think it all starts with our defensive play. When we're playing solid defensively, we're getting stops quick and getting good transitions so that we can come up as a unit of 5. Have defensemen joining the rush. I think it's going to be important to generate some more grade A chances.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Toronto is still looking to treat the home crowd to a win at Mattamy. Fans here know the name Sarah Nurse. They know her very well, but here's a chance to really get to know this superstar.
Cuff it, Beyonce. Still not over that one. French fries, popcorn, or sour cherry candy. Yes, cherry blasters, which are Canadian. Did you? Yeah, they're Canadian. I've heard they're Canadian, can't get them to the States. So I don't know if this is true, but somebody fact check me on that one. Favorite movie? I'm not a movie girl. I always say Harry Potter, but that's a terrible answer. Erica Howe. Yeah? No superstitions. I do put my left skate on before my right and then tie my right skate before my left, but I don't really know where that started. I think it's just a comfortability thing. But it's okay if it doesn't happen.
Well, Sarah Nurse and PWHL Toronto scoreless here in a tie right now with New York. Just ahead, the rise of Jade Downey Landry. We chat with her and also hear from a very special coach. It's the first intermission at Mattamy Athletic Center. Neither team has gotten on the board yet in this rematch of the league opener from January 1st. But so much has happened since then, including in the last New York game, Jade Downey Landry not only getting her first PWHL goal, but getting her first 3. She's been absolutely incredible in the U Sports scene as well. And before tonight's game, I had a chance to talk to her about her journey so far. Jade, you score your first PWHL goal in Boston last Saturday, and then you go on to score your first hat trick. First of all, what is it like now that you've had time to absorb what happened and maybe receive some feedback from friends and family on it?
Yeah, it was definitely a special, moment. But I think what made it so special was really the girls' support and their happiness for me. I kind of addressed that in the room afterwards. Yeah, it was great to score my first goal, but the support I got from them was immense, and I think that went a long way.
Well, return of your captain as well. What has it been like having Micah Zandihar back on the ice? I know she's been close to the team the whole time.
Yeah, Micah's great. She's a great leader. I think she's going to bring a lot on the ice as well as she has off the ice, and I can't wait for her to, get some more time on the ice, and I think it's really going to go a long way because she's a great leader for us.
I want to talk a little bit about U Sports. You played in U Sports, and of course, your head coach is from a U Sports program. Talk about the development of that and how you feel prepared having come up from those ranks.
Yeah, I attended McGill, and I think McGill was really big on culture and building good human beings and good athletes as well, and I think that definitely prepared me for my opportunity here in the PWHL, and whether that's as an athlete or as a person. I think there's a lot to overcome, a lot of exciting things, and I definitely think that McGill has a lot has prepared me for those opportunities.
Well, your coach and a lot of your teammates, yourself included, New York, it's a whole new way of life, and this league as well for everybody. How are you adjusting, and how is the team kind of coming together?
Yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment for everyone. I think we only have 1 or 2 players from New York, so we're all kind of from out of town, from different backgrounds, different teams. But I think we're really meshing well off the ice. We're building a culture that I think we're all pulling in the same direction for that culture, and I think that's what's really going to make us successful in the long run, is just pulling in the same direction and building what we want to build together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are in the first intermission inside Mattamy Athletic Center, the game day home of PWHL Toronto, but also the home for the Toronto Metropolitan University Women's Hockey Program. And we are so pleased to welcome in assistant coach Ken Dufton, who has decades of experience in the women's game. And you know what? A not-so-little birdie, a big name now, told me that you may have had a hand in shaping her career.
I don't know about that. She put the work in, but yeah, I had the opportunity to work with Cheryl for quite a few years and watch her achieve what she ended up ultimately achieving. It was great.
Well, and we can't talk about a lot of the different things that went on, but Kenny, you coached for over 50 years, 40 plus years in the women's game with the Toronto Arrows. I spent my entire career playing for you. And big guy, Colin McKenzie, and yourself always anticipated and wanted the dream of professional hockey for women. What does this mean to you today to see athletes, not only that you have coached, but the alumni of the game as well, watching where it's come from?
Well, Colin and I always felt that the women's game was deserving of being professionals and being compensated for playing as professionals. And so to see it today and to see the support that this new league is receiving, it's been wonderful to watch. I hope that we continue to grow even from here.
Well, the TMU Bold played earlier today in this very building. Ken, just talk about the team and more importantly, how this new pro league is affecting perhaps how some of the U Sports players are seeing their future.
Well, there's a U Sport person on the ice tonight playing for New York, and she's off to a pretty good start. This building is special to me. It meant so much to me. So now to be part of the TMU program, working with Lisa Haley, and it means a lot to me. And I think you're going to see the continued growth of the game.
Well, and I think we talk about the game. We talk about so many women and alumni that have meant so much to the game. Well, you've been a champion of the women's game for 5 decades. And so it's remarkable to see you've coached some of the greats, the Geraldine Heaney's of the world, the Angela James. What would you say the biggest change in the women's game has been, from when you began in 1984 to today?
I would say just the overall athlete. I mean, I think they're, when we first started, we didn't have the resources that they have now to be able to go out and become the best they can be, whether it's off-ice training or mental skills or whatever it may be. So we worked hard, and a lot of other people worked very, very hard to try and give you guys what you needed. But it's taken a long time to get here.
And one last one for me. I have to pick a dream team later, so I want to say, if you had to choose 1 or 2 players that you would have on your dream team, having been in it since the very beginning, who would they be? Put you on the spot.
Well, I'm biased, but probably Angela James and Geraldine Heaney.
Good choices.
Those are great picks. Those are fantastic. Thank you so much for all you've done for the game, and thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kenny.
Up next, it's puck drop for the second period, and who will get on the board first as Toronto vies for its first win at home. The PWHL is brought to you by Bread Financial, official inaugural partner of the PWHL. Well, no scoring yet as we get set for the start of the second period, but a quick look back at how we got here. This scoring summary brought to you by Sport Check. I do love this board, Cheryl. It keeps it simple, but also just take a quick look at the shots on goal. Not overwhelming, but Toronto again with the slight edge on it.
Well, they've got the edge on shots, and you heard Renata Foss talk about perimeter play, trying to get inside the dots, and you can drive all you want, but you have to find a way to bring others in because the goaltenders know exactly where you're going, and it is predictable. You go 1-on-2, 1-on-3 in this league, and you are going to get shut down. You want to know that you have players with you driving the net if you're going to make a cross-crease play, because then you know it's going somewhere. You know that you can recover the puck. Listen, they have an opportunity to get in zone. It's doing something with that puck when they get in. Delay, create ice, create space, hit the pockets. You're getting the possession through the neutral zone. You're getting the entry. You just have to do something with it.
So we start the second period as both teams look to get on the board. Can't stress enough how big a 3-point regulation win is for both of these teams now flying in front, and Schroeder reads that one from far.
Well, and you can see that Blair Turnbull was going to get right to the net. That's right in her wheelhouse as well. You know that she'll try and frustrate goaltenders because she can be a very frustrating player to play against. She's got 200-foot game, plays with a chip, plays with an edge, and you gotta feel that she's frustrated right now too. She wants to get on the board.
New York able to capitalize on that draw, although immediately right in front again. Kogan looking for that feed, but along the far wall this time.
Nice shutdown by Renata Fass. Nice neutral zone play by her tonight.
Larocque passes over to Turnbull, and that catches one of the skates of New York, and so we're back in the Toronto zone just as quickly looking to exit. That's executed far wall. Spooner gets stopped, and this is a big chance for Alex Carpenter. Turnbull turns the tide on that one. That shot bounces off. Up high. New York, they've been outshot in their games before, including Saturday's win over Boston. Bourbonnais shoots down. Campbell with another stop. He had 6 saves in the first period. Getting tested here. Bourbonnais again. That one doesn't get off. Blocked by Kogan instead. Now Bourbonnais once more. Back to Levis. Shot through traffic. Hobson tries to fire that one off for New York. We'll try again, taking far side. Looking down below the goal line this time. Blair Turnbull for Toronto. Pass over to Larocque. They're looking to clear it out. Downey Landry, she shoots off the top and up into the netting.
Well, some sustained pressure on the perimeter, I might add, by New York. It's going to be a turnover. Anytime you're down low and you have possession of the puck, you have to be very aware of where you put it and where everyone is on the ice. You can see how far everyone is as they go for a line change. Nice anticipation by Downey Landry to jump on that puck. She walks in, recognizes she might get a block here, and thinks that Turnbull may be taking away the eyes of Campbell and elects to shoot that puck.
Hannah Miller looks to clear, it does. Now Rebecca Leslie shoots that one. It's saved by Schroeder, but out of the pocket and back into play. Taylor Baker open to connect, but Miller now for Toronto. Setting up again, Comfer out there. This is the line untouched from their last game.
Well, their first shift of the game, they had 2 nice chances on net.
And Leslie again that time. Baker and Zafudo able to get the job done for New York, stopping that chance.
And it's interesting, you know, the Miller and Leslie, they're more creative players, so they're not necessarily north-south drivers like someone like Nurse and Turnbull. And so now all of a sudden they're using the width of the ice a little bit differently. And as we're seeing, getting some opportunities off of it. And Rebecca Leslie gets an opportunity. And listen, if you can get inside the dot and you're driving one-on-one and you get into a nice area, absolutely. Good stick here through the neutral zone, taking that puck. She's on her offside with that forehand on the inside of the ice. She recognizes, listen, I'm not going to get by, but now is a good time to take that shot. I'm inside the dot. I have a good look. I'm taking it.
Well, Connors has the puck. Clean win for Toronto on that offensive zone face-off. That skims off Howard, and so New York sending it back, and Rougeau reads it all the way to her. Now Connors again takes near side. She's got support, takes the shot instead. Rebound collected by Howard. Nurse settles, takes a shot as well. Rougeau was in the slot.
It's a really nice stick by Zafudo, recognizing that with Rougeau, the defender, coming down that far side.
And Connors, she'll go in the middle now. Howard and Nurse, and that feed disrupted again by New York.
Oh, Howard had that shot, Daniela. She needs to take it.
She's got a goal on the season. It was just as good as her teammates had hoped, given her renowned rocket shot. And now in the near point, New York. Baker. She tries to serve it up to LaBelle, use the boards that time. Get it deep in the Toronto zone. Forth we go, Toronto. Renata Fass stick handling her way, takes the shot, and Schroeder shuts that down.
not a fast gets in, and on the other side it was Brittany Howard. So back-to-back chances here, and she gets in. See, Connors comes into the heart of the coverage and then delivers to her. She tries to go back to the middle of the ice, but Corinne Schroeder was right in the middle of the net front, so she had that shot. And if we go back, Howard's got a shot. If we have a flashback into the season, she has got a ripper, and when she gets inside the dot, she can stall and she can disguise it. She needs to shoot the puck.
Schroeder has 3 wins, and all 3 of New York's wins have been on the road. And that's sort of the tale of the league as well. The road teams having the most success so far. Toronto obviously looking to change that. They want that home win at Mattamy.
And it's funny when you talk about all the different athletes on the ice. I mean, you could go to their NCAA, you go to U Sport, you can look at their point production, and it certainly is outstanding. We were just talking about Brittany Howard at Robert Morris. She had 181 points in 138 games with the PHF a year ago. She was a league all-star, led them in points with 16 goals and 10 assists. So here's a woman that can shoot the puck. She can score. Sometimes you gotta be selfish when you're in around the net.
Blair Turnbull tried to drive that action. Again, Toronto finding those opportunities. Not always able to capitalize with a goal, and so here we are with Giguère. That one flips up high into the netting.
Well, you know, there's so much going on in the PWHL, and there's such a vibe right now. Daniela, I got to give a shout out to a new hockey podcast. You want to hear it?
Absolutely.
Jocks and Jills with Tessa Benum and Julia Chicheri. All things PWHL, and that's what it's all about. You know, interviews and, you know, talking, breaking it down, and I think that's just awesome. And it's going to drop every Monday, starting this Monday, and, you know, I think it's awesome. You know, just so much hype in and around the game right now. And we got to keep it alive. Keep it alive.
Well, nothing beats watching your favorite team live. Get tickets to PWHL games to catch all the action. Visit the pwhl.com/tickets to secure your seats today. Scoops it up. And again, looks to mount an attack here for Toronto. She's got some help. LaRocque is there. Down low. Nurse as well. She takes a shot. Wide. LaRocque picks it up far side. Sends it over to Connors. And that one you got to look up for. Lands back on the ice. Jesse Eldridge sends it over to Levis. And what a pass as Carpenter tries to beat Renata Fast on that one.
Oh, I was looking for a battle there. There's no question about it. We've seen Carpenter fight for inside position all game long, and Renata Fast ain't going to give up inside position.
And that one, Nurse comes flying in with finesse, takes a shot, skims by. And Connors far side to carry the momentum here. Brittany Howard rubbed out on the boards by Bourbonnais. Now Monroe. Back to Connors, Nurse is there. It's Kayla Vespa. She'll send it around Jade Downey-Landry. It's been non-stop back. Another shot towards the net that time. It's wide. Emma Woods tries to get it. Now Bourbonnais creating space. Over far side, Brooke Hobson for New York. She's got to come up against Allie Monroe. Sarah Nurse looking to dig it out in the corner. You can hear the communication very clearly on the ice of Mattamy. Fast, spun around. Back to Nurse, and Woods relentless. Now a chance, Jade Downey-Landry, that catches the body in front, and now tensions start to bubble over, but still scoreless here in Toronto. 6 p.m. Eastern with the Tim Hortons NHL All-Star Player Draft. That's followed by the NHL Alumni Man of the Year ceremony. But capping NHL All-Star Thursday will be the Canadian Tire PWHL 3-on-3 showcase featuring elite players from the Professional Women's Hockey League in a 3-on-3 matchup. Watch on Sportsnet and TVA Sports in Canada and on ESPN and ESPN Plus in the U.S. Ticket packages are available through Ticketmaster.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Hey, Daniela?
That's exactly 1 month as well since this league opened in this very matchup at this very barn. And Toronto is looking for some redemption on home ice. They were shut out in that game. We're scoreless here in the second period. Zafudo tries to work around. That's an opportunity for Leslie. She strikes. And again, but Schroeder just as quick to cover up.
Well, the thing about Schroeder is she anticipates and she reads the play extremely well. And Leslie looked like she wanted to delay enough to have an opening to distribute the puck. And you can see the takeaway by Zafudo, and that's just really nice effort on the hunt by Hannah Miller. And she picks up that puck, Leslie, and she, look at those first few strides to get the puck. A nice play by Rock sliding to force Leslie to elevate that puck and give Schroeder time to get across and hold the post.
Malte and Carpenter meet at the faceoff circle. Carpenter comes away with it now. For that feed to Eldridge, can't get it. Eldridge takes it off the far wall instead. Fast, Malte. Gets a stick on it, and again, sent down by Caitlin Willoughby. Right now, Toronto leads shots on goal 16-6. They do average about 32 shots on goal a game, and that is the most right now in the PWHL.
And you certainly have to look at that, but you have to also look at where they're coming from.
We're seeing that right now as Toronto tries to regroup, and Taylor Baker chases it down. It'll be iced instead.
Well, and when it comes to your shots on net and what does go in, of course, there is shooting percentage. And when you have a look at this, Boston right at the top at over 11%. But if you look at Toronto, they're down under 6%. And I do believe this is their shot selection as well. You know, they're a hard team to play against. If they're going to crash the net, they're going to drive the net. They're going to have to be in the paint to be able to crash and get those types of rebounds.
Numbers are astounding. We'll get to that right now. New York fire that one back behind. Downey Landry was there to meet the puck, but so was Rougeau to meet the body. And Toronto, again, they've won a number of these board battles in this game so far. Digging out Malte. She'll circle back to get by Vespa. Tries to carry it over the line. Woods pokes it out, and Larocque back down. Toronto goes for a line change. Miller out. Quick, she's got Comfer. Comfer gets caught up on Downey Landry, and New York sets some wheels in motion down deep. Brooke Hobson. She gets the physical play by Allie Monroe. And Bourbonnais stops any chance of a breakaway there as Comfer comes up on her. Now Madison Packer for New York. She'll feed it up to Ella Shelton. Ella's got room. She tries for the pass down low that time. Norcross was also on her way. Toronto again, working to clear the zone. Hannah Miller getting stopped by Joanna Fallman. He sends it down. Flanagan. Fallman in the neutral zone. Finds Shelton again. Toronto forced down deep. Levis, LaBelle, she tries to fire that one. Baker shoots towards the net. Flanagan gets a stick on it. Plenty of block shots here in this Toronto zone.
Well, that's a nice play by Aurora. Just smart play to take away Comfer, force that jump in, knowing that Toronto's likely going to need to change.
Elizabeth Jaguar feeds it over to Zandy Hart. Zandy Hart tried to return the favor. What a pass, but it gets interrupted.
Well, Jaguar's tapping her stick, and it just took an extra second for Zandy Hart to move that puck.
Connors, she takes the shot. That one. Kick save, and Connors picks up the rebound. She's taking wide around, pass to Nurse. Nurse takes a shot. The crowd getting up on their feet every time there's a chance. Poulin LaBelle. We've got a high sticking just to settle things down. Toronto out shooting New York 17-6, but still scoreless. It's the 9 minutes to go in the second period.
Turn that ozone time into a few more shots on net. I think that's, if we can do that.
Both teams looking to get on the board this period. I'm joined now by New York head coach Howie Draper. Howie, your team being outshot, but what are you seeing out there in terms of what you like with your team?
Well, I think we've created some a little bit more ozone time than we might have in the past, and I like that. I think we just have to turn that ozone time into a few more shots on net. I think that's, if we can do that, then maybe we give ourselves a chance to put away a goal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it's in the offensive zone where we find New York, Alex Carpenter, getting set up to take that face-off, but quick swap for Toronto as Samantha Kogan steps into the face-off circle. Toronto able to get possession on that one. Flanagan just got a ribbon around the far wall, and that's where New York has been able to dig in along the boards. Eldridge sends it back below the goal line this time. LaRocque trying to work it up to Spooner. Now Turnbull. She uses the end boards, gets it over to Flanagan. And LaRocque goes near side, pass to Kogan, and it's offside. Nothing beats watching your favorite team live. Get tickets to the PWHL games and catch all of the action. Visit thepwhl.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
Yeah, it's a coveted ticket. There's no question about it. And you know, my hockey team wants to come. And not my hockey team as in I play, but hockey team I coach. And that's what you want.
The buzz has been building ever since these two teams met right here on January 1st. Jay Downey-Landry tries to feed it over to Vespa. It gets there anyway and rimmed around the end boards. Woods gets the puck down deep. Downey-Landry coming in. Well, tickets go on sale through Ticketmaster on February 1st for this Battle on Bay Street, February 16th at Scotiabank Arena. Fans can sign up for PWHL Toronto's e-newsletter to receive priority access. Go to toronto.thepwhl.com/tickets.
And an opportunity to set a record, so a challenge out to the Toronto fans to get out in numbers.
Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, anywhere where there is a PWHL fan.
That's right, take a train in, make it an event.
An exciting night and plenty of seats as well, perhaps for fans who've yet to catch a game. Now Hannah Miller They're looking to get going. Comfer drives the action. Leslie is net front. Trying to provide some support. Leslie goes up to meet it. Takes it away. Baker with some pressure for New York. Monroe. High slot, takes a shot. Woods blocks it effortlessly.
A turnover up high off of the stick of Zandy Hart, and nice read again by that line. We talked a lot about them. Rebecca Leslie getting to the net.
Vasco works to meet the puck down low. New York trying to get some passes connected. Toronto's Malte sends it back down.
And she's sending a message today with her game as well. Really urgent.
Well, that loose puck could have turned into something. It'll slow the game down instead and reset.
As a defender, you never want to be caught flat-footed and looking. You want to be moving while you're looking. And right here, just a little bit outside the dot for the cross-ice pass. It's a bit of a miscue here. The turnover happens up high. Just watch the positioning of Leslie to come back available through the middle, showing her forehand there to be able to get on it. And Comfer with that puck down low. How they work off the puck, you can really see from up here in our sight lines.
New York wins that face-off and can't pull together the possession in the offensive zone this time. So LaRock will carry it out. He's got Malte up. She'll send it down deep. Vasco chasing down Hobson fast there as well. But Jaguar, she sends it out. LaRock back down. Willoughby over to LaRock, and they go back and forth. Caitlin Willoughby, she's going to take it wide. Malte and Nurse getting close to Corrine Schroeder. LaRock, she was right there looking for a little rebound. She's got a goal on the season, would love to do it again, but Corrine Schroeder just shuts the door on that.
Well, and it's going to be Jocelyn LaRock that's going to get a second whack at it, but everyone stays on side. Just count the numbers at the line. It is unreal to watch them all hold. Hold, hold, hold. Now we're in, and that's when they go to work and just throwing that puck to the net. You can see Renata Fass, and she is able to get that puck from below the goal line, just throw it to the net, and that's her defense partner up in the play trying to put that second shot in, and Corrine Schroeder holds on to it for the face-off.
Both teams still looking to get on the board in this third meeting. The second go around here at Mattamy, and Corrine Schroeder was able to get that shutout in the very first game of the PWHL.
And she's been excellent. 130 of 137 that she has stopped, so only allowing 7. That's a .949 save percentage. And earlier in the year, I was able to talk to her coach at Quinnipiac, Cassie Turner, and she got Amanda Alessi involved, the video coach, goaltender coach, and said, listen, you build teams around this athlete.
Well, her saves have kept things scoreless here as Toronto's still looking for their first home win.
Well, Corrine Schrodos, her numbers have been incredible in the NCAA. Also what she has done this year. I mean, just the numbers are off the charts. And talking to Amanda Alessi, as mentioned earlier, she said, listen, quote for quote, she's a rare combo of size and athleticism. You add in quickness in her technicality. Teams can be built around her. So, that's a dual threat when you've got that kind of size and you can get to position quick and cover the holes in the net, and then you can move to cover post to post, and you can anticipate as well. You are tough to beat.
Less than 6 minutes to go here in the second period, and Schroeder's made 11 saves in this frame so far. On the other side, also a Manitoba product, but Kristen Campbell has only had to make one. And here comes some pressure possibly as Sarah Nurse takes a trip to the penalty box on a hooking call, and this gives New York potentially a game-changing power play.
Well, and it's awfully tough when this happens because you're 200 feet from your own zone and you just reach in with your stick, don't keep your feet moving, and as a result, your team who's had the pace, been dictating the entire period, winds up on the kill. So a huge momentum kill here, and of course on the other side, looking for momentum off of the power play.
Neither team has been able to score on the power play so far, but Shelton will look to change things here. Rock and Bourbonnais as well. Right in front, Eldridge setting up for that close shot. Rock passes over to Bourbonnais again, taking their time. Shelton to Rock. Change of pace there, but what a stop in front. Shots blocked, and so New York, again, taking their time here on the power play, something they've been working on. More in practice. Bourbonnais through traffic. That's a dead stop there off of Turnbull. Still in the zone. Shelton, she'll take a shot. Feeding it down. Carpenter and Brock both below the goal line. Pressure from Fast and Turnbull.
And a pretty static power play right now for New York, and just electing to just shoot the puck, and Toronto doing a nice job. 3 blocks getting in lanes.
Abby Rock lets Jessie Eldridge carry it over the blue line that time. Now Zandy Hart. Someone the team looks to for composure. In front of the net though, Campbell is looking to cover it up. The rebound pushed outside. Now a shot by Hobson, and what a powerful one. Carpenter was right there as well. It's a big save for Campbell.
Well, motion in the offensive zone on a power play is critical, and my eyes are on Rock here. She comes behind the net to lose coverage, gets that puck from high to low, and just puts it from the backhand behind her back to net, and she knows that Eldridge is there net front. And again, the one-timer also comes, and you got Alex Carpenter there, who's been fighting for position all game long, but Kristen Campbell shuts it down.
Third power play chance here for New York, and the puck goes sailing down deep into their zone. Toronto has been steadily solid on this penalty kill, especially against New York.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job, as we just saw there, of shutting down the neutral zone. You have to contest entry anytime you're on the PK, and so it's about knowing what the numbers are and making sure that you're finding a way to push to the outside. And just look at the numbers here, and the power play efficiency. New York just shy of 27%, and Ottawa leading the charge with over 31.
They have yet to score on the power play against Toronto. In their meeting so far, and the crowd is thrilled by that successful penalty kill. Sarah Nurse back out on the bench, but it's even strength, and Downey Landry is looking to cut through and carry it over, but now Natalie Spooner is going to drive the action. She gets in close, she scores! Natalie Spooner gets Toronto on the board.
Well, it all happens in the neutral zone. It's going to be a quick line change and just put that puck up ice, cross ice, and it's going to be Natalie Spooner in the middle of the ice. She's on her onside, pulls it to her backhand. This is Quinton essential. Natalie Spooner, I'm taking it to the paint. I don't care who's in my way. I'm going to drive the net. 1-on-3, get it behind you, pull it to the backhand, and put it in the net. And that is Natalie Spooner to a T with her 4th goal of the year.
You talk about how difficult it is for players to get past Schroeder. Natalie Spooner got Toronto's first franchise goal against New York, and now she was able to do it here at home in Mattamy. So Toronto with the lead. But there's a penalty on the way. And that could set Toronto up for some success, potentially on a power play, as they have the player advantage. Alexandra LaBelle heading to the penalty box.
Well, yeah, and again, it's going to come on the heels of giving up a goal, and it's going to be a tripping call again on the boards here. And not sure that she actually got a stick in the feet there, but nonetheless, she is going to the box. So to the power play now, looking to lengthen the deficit is Toronto.
We'll try again. That one from distance, and Schroeder will just stop any chance of a rebound there.
Well, you can see Renata Fast, she kind of looks up the sky. She knows she didn't have anyone net front, and probably could have waited to take that shot. This is a Toronto team that's showing some good speed right now on that last goal, the turnover in the neutral zone, and now, of course, been better in the face-off circle as well. So some nice improvements in this game.
Toronto right back at it, down below the goal line. Crowd reacting to that Spooner goal announcement, and Miller now looking for Turnbull. She's got support in the slot too. Fast, she carries it to the line. Miller again looks to feed it up, and Leslie hoping for the tip in. Now Fast setting up again. Miller, Leslie has it far side. Hobson with pressure for New York. Toronto on the power play. But that will change as a penalty, a hooking call on Rebecca Leslie.
Well, and you can see that the officials calling a lot of the stick infractions, and Rebecca Leslie is going to state her claim here and say we're on the power play. And again, the timeliness of some of these penalties for both teams, it's difficult, and it's going to be that hooking call. Often if you just keep your feet moving, even if the stick are underneath the hands, you might be safe, but with the official right there, and she's been calling everything with regards to the stick.
52 seconds between these penalties, and 4-on-4 hockey here in the meantime, and reset in Toronto zone just as quick though. Maggie Connors driving the play back into the O-zone. Malte, she redirects, looks for the pass to Connors, gets it over. Back to Malte this time. With the pressure, Zandy Hart. Malte to Connors again, she tries to skip over. But Zandy Hart collides with Woods. Now Emma Malte has a chance, and they shoot. That one stopped by Schroeder. Connors, the great shot off right in front. Perfect timing on the pass. Larock, again, there's a collision. Both teams looking. Toronto has that 1-0 lead right now. Time is winding down. And here's a chance. Spooner drives the action in front, and that one. Spooner again. It is now 5-on-4 for New York as LaBelle is released from the penalty box right into the action. In the neutral zone, Sarah Nurse though, short-handed. She's got Spooner, sends it around. That one, Zandy Hart.
She's tired, she needs a line change.
Allie Monroe. Final minute as well here in the second period, and Sarah Nurse. She's gonna chase it down. New York, with their remaining seconds on a power play, hemmed deep in their zone. Rock looking to quarterback this one. Final 5 seconds on this power play, and drop pass to Downey Landry. Carpenter fires that shot, blocked by Monroe. Even strength. Perfect penalty kills for both sides, and that one in front is Carpenter and Eldridge get their sticks on it. Now Shelton, back to Fellman. And it's Toronto delighting the home crowd here at Mattamy, getting on the board first and keeping their opponents scoreless through 40 minutes.
Well, yeah, and they're fortunate that they got one because it was a really nice play, but they could have been up by 2 here. Emma Malte hold, tries to get the head fake, delivers a gift to McConnors, but Schroeder, a perfect push across to make the save, and then LaRocque with the go-ahead pass to Spooner, who's looking to get the same goal just in a tighter space. Unable to convert on the backhand, so still 1-0, but Toronto pressing.
We'll be heading into the second intermission. Up next, interviews, features, and so much more. Of course, a look back at the 40 minutes of play and a 1-0 lead for the home team. It's the second intermission, and PWHL New York trails Toronto 1-0 through 40 minutes. I'm very happy to join Micah Zandy Hart on the bench, captain of New York. Just your second game this season. We'll get to that in a moment, but right now, the pace of the game, the fact that you're trailing, what can you say about your team's effort?
Yeah, I think we're right in it. We're doing the right things. I think we just got to capitalize on some more chances in the O-zone and get a few more shots on net, and hopefully we can put one in early in the third here.
Well, you've yet to play against Toronto. I'm sure your teammates obviously told you what it was going to be like, but let's just talk about that, getting back out on the ice and being a leader for this team.
Yeah, it means the world to me. I can't thank our medical team and our staff and also my teammates in New York for sticking with me and this little delay here, but I'm just so happy to be back out with the crew. We've got a great group, and I'm looking forward for what's to come.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Well, up next, we'll talk more about the PWHL 3-on-3 showcase and hear from Toronto about who they'd pick as some of the All-Stars. But first, let's have a look, or rather a listen, to what New York's players have to say about their All-Stars.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride and a lot of humbleness, I think, being selected.
I think it's awesome. I mean, a long time coming, right? It's where it needs to be, and I think this overlap with the NHL is huge for us, and having this give and take of men's and women's hockey and what we both bring to the table is just going to help grow both sports.
Yeah, super cool that we're going to be able to have an event at NHL All-Star, especially as a new league. I think it's great exposure for us and a great way for us to showcase our brand.
Well, I'm not excited to play against Alex Carpenter. I mean, I get to play with her here in New York, and now she's my opponent. It's not too fun. I know how skilled she is and how much she brings to the game, so that won't be any fun playing against her, that's for sure.
I'm excited and not excited to play against Ella. She's such a solid defenseman, but it'll be a good challenge and just a lot of fun for us. I'm excited to play with Taylor Heisey.
Taylor Heisey putting on a shooting clinic here.
Yeah, I've been able to play with her a few times before, but I think this will be fun. Some open ice for us.
Defensive end, Savannah Harmon.
For a sign with Ottawa's Harmon lets us out. Go! Savannah Harmon open the scoring.
We played together in college, so for us to get back together on the same 3-on-3 team, we sent each other some texts, and we're pretty excited to be back on the same bench together.
I'm probably the most excited to play with Sarah Nurse.
Get the equalizer. Now a chance, and they score. Right out in front. Wrist shot.
She'll love it too, though, don't worry.
Big crown on top is what we're going to have at the end of this 3-on-3, that's for sure.
Who would you want to see on your All-Star team? We'll dive into that, get some of Pounder's picks. Just after the break, it is the second intermission at Mattamy, and Toronto leads 1-0. Well, the PWHL 3-on-3 showcase at NHL All-Star Thursday is coming up February 1st. And, well, PWHL Toronto players share who they'd have on their fantasy All-Star team.
Hi, I'm Renata Fast.
I'm Blair Turnbull.
I'm Jocelyn LaRock.
Hey, I'm Sarah Nurse, and I am so excited to be attending the NHL All-Star presented by Canadian Tire and be a part of the 3-on-3 All-Star Women's Showcase.
I'm really excited to be representing Toronto and playing in the 3-on-3 Showcase with the PWHL. I think it's a great opportunity for some NHL fans to see the PWHL in action. I'm really honored to be one of the players that gets to represent my team.
My dream all-star lineup would be Anne-Renee Desbiens in the pipes, and then I'd have to go with Morgan Riley and Cale Makar on D, two of my favorites to watch. Up front, Marie-Philippe Poulin, and then for some Toronto love, I'll go Austin Matthews, and then Sid the Kid.
I think I would go, and I don't want to go by position, but Angela James, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Hillary Knight, Cassie Campbell, Anne-Renee Desbiens, and Megan Duggan.
Ooh, I would go Cassie Campbell, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Sidney Crosby, and then on D, I would have to go Jenny Hirakoski from Finland with Cale Makar, and then between the pipes, I would take Fleury. I think he'd be a really fun guy to play with.
My dream all-star lineup would start with goaltender Shannon Zabados. I played in front of her for 2 Olympics, and she's a phenomenal goalie. On D, I would have my current D partner, Renata Fast, and Team Canada alum, Geraldine Keeney. I always looked up to her playing. She was a phenomenal D, so those would be my 2D. On center, I would have Marie-Philippe Poulin, and my 2 wingers would be my current Toronto PWHL teammates, Blair Turnbull and Sarah Nurse.
If you want to come check us out at the NHL 3-on-3 All-Star presented by Canadian Tire, click the link below.
Well, I know who's on my team always, Cheryl Pounder, but you've got your dream all-star lineup right here. I'm liking who you got.
Well, it's almost not fair because when you look at who you have to select, there are so many greats in the game. But yeah, Angela James, I mean, she was just outstanding. I would have loved to